Rushdie's classic fictional children's novel, Haroun and the Sea of Stories, Haroun sets out on an adventure to restore the poisoned source of the Sea of Stories. Haroun is a young boy who lives in a city so ruinously sad that it has forgotten its name. One day, his mother elopes with the neighbor, and his father, Rashid, the storyteller, the Shah of Blah, with oceans of notions, loses his gift of the gap. Welcome to another episode of Book Talk. Everything was going well in Haroun's life until his mother left with the neighbor, and Rashid, his father and king of storytellers, lost his temper. The neighbor, Mr. Sengupta, used to ask Haroun, "What's the use of stories that aren't even true?" During the night preceding the fateful day, Haroun discovers the marvelous world of the Sea of Tales. Haroun quests through a fantastic realm in order to restore his father's gift for storytelling. On the way, he encounters many foes, all intent on draining the sea of all its storytelling powers. Haroun and the Shah of Blah settle down for the night in a houseboat on the dull lake with fear for their future. But then Rushdie gives his wand a flourish. Now the story takes wing. Haroun meets a water genie and a guppy who has come from the moon Kahani to disconnect Rashid's subscription from the Sea of Stories. All this is done by a process too complicated to explain. Haroun gets the drop on F by seizing his irreplaceable disconnector. He then blackmails the water genie into taking him to Kahani so that he can ensure his father's story water supply is not cut off. Khatam Shad, who worships the idol Besaban, the Chapwalas are dangerously polluting the Sea of Stories. Living in perpetual darkness, the Chapwalas are trying to silence the Guppies, whose greatest article of faith is an unbridled freedom of speech. The book is actually a true reflection of the society where the leadership is corrupt, selfish, and narrow-minded. This mentality ends up ruining the lives of others by disseminating fear, hatred, and pollution, and in turn making a place and its people prejudiced and intolerant. These are the poison blenders, Khatam Shad was saying. We must make a great many poisons because each and every story in the ocean needs to be ruined in a different way. To ruin a happy story, you must make it sad. To ruin an action drama, you must make it move too slowly. To ruin a mystery, you must make the criminal's identity obvious even to most stupid audience. To ruin a love story, you must turn it into a tale of hate. To ruin a tragedy, you must make it capable of inducing helpless laughter. The ideas of people like Khatam Shad, separating Kahani by sun and darkness, and people from their shadows, ironically getting crushed under his own statue, are marvelously explored. The story symbolizes the comforting as well as the unnerving effects of people's mind. Towards the end, the book leaves you thinking about how important stories and storytellers are, and not only strengthens Rashid's belief in the power of stories, but also gives Haroun hope. Haroun and the Sea of Stories acts as a fable, satire, fantasy, adventure, etc., and can be equally read and enjoyed by adolescent and adult alike. It is a wonderful story that Salman Rushdie wrote for his son. The book eventually have a happily ever after, and it's not just for Haroun to believe in the power of stories, but for everyone who reads this extraordinary piece of writing. And I feel proud to be a tiny storyteller.